Hello every pony. In this video, I was about to say in this week's video, as if I post weekly. Anyway, in this video, we're gonna draw Gajinkas for the My Little Pony, the main 6. The reason why I call these Gajinkas is because they are not redesigns of the Equestria girls. They're just my human versions of the ponies. You know, call it what you want. That's what we're doing today. First, I just have to show you my very first versions of the main 6 that I drew here. They are really bad, but you know what? We're gonna redraw them. We're gonna make changes. We're gonna make them good. So let's do that. The first pony we're doing is Little Miss Rarity. She is not my favorite, but I really love her, and she gets too much hate. I don't know why people are hating her. And I do realize that not many people are gonna love my design for Rarity because it's straying away a little bit from what most people are envisioning for her human designs to be. So I decided to give her extremely long hair up in a ponytail, first of all, and I decided not to include her iconic curls. Except I do include it at the end of the ponytail later, but it's not in her bangs and it's nowhere else to be seen. I just think Rarity having longer hair, it is less convenient for her, but it's pretty. I like a lot of hair on characters. It gives her a more interesting silhouette also. I decided to give her clothes more of a purpose than just slapping her in a dress or a skirt. I wanted her to have white dress pants. Is that what you call that? Because this other creator made a Rarity design and they gave her white pants instead of a skirt or a dress. And I really liked it. It made her look a lot more professional. As you can see, I also decided to give her her working glasses because they really suited what I had imagined for her. They look great. Now, I don't think I draw them every time. I think she'd take them off. Same with her hair. I do imagine Rarity changing up her hair frequently, cutting it short, styling it differently, letting it down, putting it up. You know, in my original design, her shirt is white and her skirt is dark. For this design, I decided to change it. When I was younger and I drew ponies as humans, I always made their shirts the same color as the pony coat. But for this, I'm changing it up because I think this looks better. She looks very professional, she looks rich, she looks like a working woman, and that's what we want here. That is the vibe we want. When it came to accessories, I decided to keep it minimal because I think she'd wear less jewelry, not really walk around with purses everywhere, maybe here and there, yes. I just wanted her to look sleek. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So a simple belt and a necklace that represents her cutie mark because hell yeah. And I needed the blue eyeshadow to tie in with something else. So that being her necklace and also the heels of her shoes, which I think is the cutest little detail I've ever added to a design ever. I think this design is very cute, very pretty. I really like her pose. I'm very happy with this. Next, we have my favorite character out of the main 6, and honestly, out of all of the My Little Pony characters in general, Applejack, my beloved. Fun fact, statistically, she is one of the less popular characters, but there are still a lot of people who love her, me included. She is, though, one of the most popular characters in Japan, I'm pretty sure, which I think is absolutely amazing. She deserves all the love because she's very often forgotten. Like in merch and stuff, people always forget about her in Rarity. That pisses me off every time. Anyway, my design. I am not going too crazy over my design. I am very much drawing a lot of things that has already been drawn. You know, putting her in a flannel, keeping her hair somewhat the same as her pony and her Equestria Girls version, keeping her hat on, making her a little bit buff, giving her a farmer tan, all of that. Giving her Western, country, farmer vibes. Why would you change something that's already so perfect? She is my favorite. She is my comfort character. This fucker has been keeping me happy for the past 2 months when my mental health has been doing not so well. Oof. Applejack and this fuck-ass My Little Pony game has been keeping me going. Plus my boyfriend. Can't forget about him. But yeah, my design is kind of simple, but also not. I decided to give her that very typical pants over the pants that I see a lot of like cowboys back in the day wearing. At first, I thought I wanted the outside layer to be blue, even though that's not typically accurate. Usually those are brown or black or something, and then you wear regular jeans, typically blue, underneath. But I couldn't really decide, so my solution was going to Instagram and asking my followers, hey, which one looks better? And most people said that the brown on the outside looked way better, and I agree. I do agree, so that was a very good choice. I do think the blue suits her as a character, and the design, I do see her a lot with blue jeans, blue jean skirts, or blue shorts, which I think is lovely, but I wanted to make her like a little bit my own. So that's why I made the pants this way. And I also decided to make her boots kind of a reddish brown instead of the light brown that she does have, because there was a lot of brown everywhere anyway, in general, and the red tied in with her flannel, which I thought was really nice. She looks perfect. She also has freckles. Can't forget about that. Being out in the sun all day does that to you. You get a lot of freckles and a farmer's tan, which I love. I love it. I added her cutie mark in a way to her belt. I do see her as a mixed jewelry kind of person. Like she would wear both gold and silver, probably more gold. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, but I did decide to make her belt buckle silver because, yeah. Next up, we have Twilight Sparkle, the princess of friendship. If you hate Twilight, I hate you. Who is out here hating on Twilight though? Literally, she is so relatable on so many levels. Maybe not becoming a princess, but you know. My Twilight design is not something new. It is not something you haven't seen before, since I did draw her in my Cringetober. And I really, really like that design. I might have done some minor changes. I definitely have. But I kept her mostly the same. I decided to make her hair go out instead of in. I hope that makes sense. And in every iteration of Twilight that I've drawn, I've always given her a headband. It just makes sense. I don't know. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but usually when I draw the My Little Pony characters as humans, I include horns and wings. For these, I'm not doing it. It is just something I wanted to see them just as humans, I guess you could say. Maybe I'll draw their horns and wings another time. You never know. For my Twilight, I decided to steal my original Rarity's skirt, but without the slit, of course. Because while I do see Twilight as a pants girly, I do also think she is kind of a girly girl, more so than not, and skirts just look super cute on her. I kept the leg warmers from my original design, and the cardigan, and the tights. However, my first version of her is so dull. The colors are awful. And what are those shoes? What are those? For her current design, she wears Mary Jane's, a cardigan with a button so you can open it up, and in this illustration, it is open. I gave her a button up and a tie to tie in her school kind of clothing, kind of dark academia vibe that I see a lot of people go for, and it suits her very much. I did end up changing the color of the tie because, don't get me wrong, the reddish brown is cute, but it felt strange in a way in this particular illustration. So I made it yellow instead because I do think that Twilight suits very well in yellow. And when they add yellow in her hair for that one episode, she looked stunning. So I made it yellow. And she's holding a book and a pen because why wouldn't she? She's Twilight. I just made an entire voiceover for Pinkie Pie and CapCut deleted it. Fun times. Anyway, for my Pinkie Pie design, I wanted her vibes to give off fun, happy-go-lucky, a person who's almost always happy because that's who she is. Pinkie Pie is arguably one of the most popular characters. She is also, however, the one with the most controversy when it comes to human designs because somehow people are very racist and fatphobic when it comes to her because tell me why I see these beautiful art pieces of her as a human and there's some cornball in the comments saying, Pinkie Pie isn't fat, Pinkie Pie isn't black. She's a pony. I think you'll live. The world kept spinning as you commented that. Like, what? For my design, I wanted her skin to be a little bit darker because I do see her as a darker girl. She's not fat though, in my version. If you call this body fat, click off my video. Get off my page. I gave her giant hair because that is so fun and she would definitely have that. And I think she would hide stuff in there. That's a headcanon. She would like put stuff in there and they would be there. Like she would just take out candy, her pet crocodile gummy. I don't know. I think she'd do that. Most people dress Pinkie Pie up in decora fashion. I didn't go with that route. Instead, I opted for a more kidcore kind of vibe. That skirt she's wearing, I would 100% see a child wearing. And I 100% have. I gave her a puffy jacket and a star bag that I definitely didn't steal from a derpy design that I made. It suited her better. So I took it and gave it a new purpose. I kept her tights and I kept her dessert-themed shoes, but I changed them up a whole lot because, again, what the hell is that? I think she looks so cute, so stunning. She definitely gives off Pinkie Pie vibes. Now, she is the only one who's not standing, like you can't really see her full body because of the pose, but the pose was just so her. I needed to go with that. Fun fact, she's wearing more rainbows than my Rainbow Dash design. How about that? Next up, we have my Rainbow Dash design, and she is also very samey when it comes to what she looks like. There's kind of a two sides of the same coin kind of thing, where it's like half of the fandom says, Rainbow Dash would dress just like Adam Sandler, just a tee and like jorts or something, and then she'd be done. And I'm like, hell yeah. And then the other side is like, no, she would wear more decorative clothes. She would put more thoughts into it and she would wear a lot and rainbows and scene core kind of thing. And I'm like, hell yeah, because I like both. I see her as wearing both, depending on the day, and yeah. When I first started sketching, I gave her a ponytail, then I removed it because I was like, dude, Rainbow Dash with short hair though? I'm kind of loving it, but the ponytail came back. The ponytail came back because I remembered that in the show, Applejack loves to bite and drag Rainbow Dash's tail, and I feel like in a human version situation, Applejack would grab her ponytail and like, you know what I'm saying? It sounds very much like I ship Applejack and Rainbow Dash, which I do, but I am actually more of a Rarity shipper. I wanted Rainbow Dash to be a little bit tan. I wanted her to wear sporty clothes. I gave her a cap with wings. I gave her a cloud-like design. Okay, it's more like bubbles, but it's supposed to be clouds on her jeans. They're sort of baggy. She's wearing a jean jacket that's short-sleeved, and she's wearing a sports bra because that girl's sporty. Her shoes are kind of like whatever. They're basically the same as for my first design, except they're red. I kept the wings, and they look more like track shoes now, which I think makes perfect sense because I see her as a runner. She'd do a lot of things. She has a lot of hobbies. I also gave her a random ass like raccoon tail because why the fuck not? I liked it. It was cool. It added something else. And the sweatband around her wrist that is the exact same as the one she has in Equestria Girls, which a lot of people actually dislike. I don't see what's wrong with them. They're cute. So I kept them. Lastly, for the main six, we have Fluttershy. She got the short end of the stick. I'm sorry. She is my least favorite out of the main six. Don't attack me, guys. Don't attack me. I know she's also one of the most popular characters. Everybody loves her, and she is very relatable, so I'll give her that. But I just think the other girls are better. That is just my personal opinion. And don't get me wrong, I still love Fluttershy. I love all of the main six, so don't give me that crap. But for her design, I kept it kinda similar to my first design, where her hair is like quite long, but not that long. She has a long like maxi skirt, cute shoes, a yellow shirt, but this time I decided to give her a turtleneck instead of a t-shirt because I just thought that she would like that vibe. Cozy and more coverage. But she also has a cardigan over. Picking the colors for her was very difficult because all of these clothing pieces are very big and I didn't want any of them to have the same color. So yellow for the shirt, green for the skirt, brown for the shoes, pink for her hair. So I was like, what color do I do for her cardigan? And you'll see that I do a couple of options. Anyways, what I mean when I say that she got the short end of the stick is that she's the last that I finished. I made simple little drawings with the main 6 just to see how my versions would look together. And as you can see, I did that before I finished this illustration, but sometimes that's how it is. Guys, I even finished Spike before I finished Fluttershy. I was not too hyped, and the cardigan was not helping. At first, I tried like a soft brown. I thought it was too dull. I tried a bright like teal, which I think looks awesome. But for my design, it was a little bit too eye-catching, and I don't think that's very Fluttershy. So I just tried to color correct it instead, but the brown looked so muddy and gross that I had to redo it at the end. And I'm very happy I did, because this soft brown that is the same brown as her shoes, or ballerina flats, is the greatest color I've seen on her. And instead of giving her a butterfly clip like everybody else, I just went for a regular hair clip, and I think that's good. I think she looks super cute. Last but not least, we have Spike. He's always forgotten, bro. I was originally not even gonna draw him either, but then, dude, I had to. He completed the whole thing, and he's just a little guy. So many people dislike him though. Why? He's just a child, bro. Leave him alone. Now, I admit the Spike episodes are not the greatest. I won't defend those, but I will defend Spike as a character, even though he didn't have too much of a character development through the story, and I hate his like grown-up version. But him as a little child, especially in the earlier seasons, he is the cutest little thing. You cannot look at this guy and say, bro, I hate him. Not possible. Also, why does this kid look like Deku? Sometimes it's like that. We love Deku here. We love Deku and Spike. For his clothes, I just wanted to give him like little boy coded clothes. He has a short-sleeved hoodie with a long-sleeve shirt underneath and just long pants in a dark purple color. He has green hair to be reminiscent of the green spikes and his green ears, and he's holding a scroll because that is kind of his gimmick in the show. He blows green fire on the scrolls and sends them to Celestia, and when Celestia sends them back, he burps them out. He's so cute. He's just a silly little guy. And his pose is very like happy, like, hi, I'm here, look at me, because the boy wants attention and he wants to help you out. Like, that's also his thing. He loves helping. And he's just so kind. We love Spike here. We love him in this household. I gave him fangs and... Wait, did I? Yes. I gave him fangs and I also gave him a missing tooth because, I don't know, kids lose their teeth all the time. And it's so cute. Also, that dragon tail is not attached to anything but the short-sleeved hoodie. It's his hoodie, okay guys? It's his hoodie. Yeah, he's just a cute little guy. And because bro doesn't have a cutie mark, I decided to just put his dragon silhouette behind him. Okay guys, I spent all day doing these voiceovers, so I'm gonna go to sleep now. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Here are the simple drawings that I mentioned earlier, in case you wanted to see them. They're cute, I like them. This is my last video for this year, so Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And if you don't celebrate that, have a great December. Stay safe, everyone. Bye! When it came to accessories, I decided to keep it minimal. I just